Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Yes, peace and blessings to all of us human beings on this earth. Those of you who are watching, this is your friendly neighborhood Muslim brother Taalib. Yes, I'm here tonight. Well, actually, in the morning. Can't seem to sleep. Got so much on my head. So much things going on in the world, let alone in the country after the inauguration. Sorry, uh, inauguration of the new president and vice president, President Biden and Kamala Harris as the vice president. And that's just news today. But it all kind of interlinks with everything that's going on, the economy, the people struggling within the economical I guess you can say, downslide due to the pandemic and the losses of jobs and the losses of businesses and the whole nine. And, it is very important to discuss this issue more than a lot of the other things that are going on because a good portion of what's going on is connected and like results of the economical losses and the economical downslide or the economical rut that's going on in this country, let alone globally. And, back to the point of what I've been learning, as I've mentioned in my other videos, people don't understand the causes. What is the main causes of why people struggle, with something so really is actually simplistic more than complex because who makes it complex is the ones who want to blind the people from that which is simple to understand that Allah, and that is the creator, the one deity worthy of worship in Islam, as we know when we say that name, um or to many God they say in English. And then you got Spanish Dios and the likes of this. But the creator, the one who created everything and created us, gave everything in creation its need. He gave it its needs. He gave it nourishment, and it comes from the earth. He's given it food, which is part of nourishment, water, uh, heat for the body to be warm, and those were needed to be cold, the cold temperatures, the certain type of weather, climate that where they resided in, the lands and the regions on the earth that they resided in, that was very conducive. It was conducive for them to be able to survive and live. Point blank again, to make it short, simplistically, needs were given. But who came and intervened and like tried to take this away? Only but us, mankind. And this is something that's known. This is historical. Whether it's on a religious level, as we Muslims, we know what it is, or some of us don't know but need to learn. You need to learn your deen and understand that which the needs that we had was taken away due to our actions. First and foremost, disobedient actions, because the Creator gives us what we need, and He's going to keep giving us what we need. But certain things that actually what we wanted, and we would struggle with even the things that we need as a test and a reminder. Hey, we got to be right by Him. We got to be right by Him. So going into the point of the subject matter here is that we're still going through the struggles we're going through, and we're still struggling in the economical, you know, issues that we're dealing with. Finance, trying to make a living for your family, trying to eat, and then the people racing to be rich for the wrong reasons. Many of them for the wrong reasons. Some people are doing it for good reasons. Some people want to be philanthropist and stuff like this, and be charitable, which is good. But if you're not doing it for Allah, and as we know in Islam, things that we do should be first for Allah to please Him, because that's what He put us here for. He created everything to please Him, everything, and everything has a sense of pleasure to Him, from as it being an individual creation, you know. And some things have displeased Him, and the main things that have done this is first Iblis, the one that we know as Shaitan or Satan or whatever. First one, displeasing. Then his creation from man, Adam. But then Adam redeemed himself, and on down the line, human beings that came from Adam and his wife descended. We descended out into the world, generation after generation, centuries after centuries, or millennium, or whatever you want to call it, millennium, centuries, years, to being displeasing to Allah. And so He takes away what we have, but that starts with Him first. Now mankind, because of the disobedience, sets in, and the main disobedience that sets in, that withholds other people's rights, is greed and power and control. So this is what we're dealing with. But let's get to the point. Having your own, and owning, and having your own human rights to own and have access to your needs is what we're trying to fight for, what we're struggling for, what people have been struggling for and fighting for, and wars have been made. You know, who's right, who's wrong in owning and having ownership of something. And the greed has spilt all upon the earth. The greed of man, and to think that they are superior to other human beings, to control others and other human beings' rights that were given to them by the Creator. You know, and that's what we're dealing with. So that's what it is. But we're in times of change. We're in times of using terms of reset and major change, and a new life, a new utopia. Well, utopia, we won't go with that, because in Islam we know better. There is no utopia here, and there's only one place that has a similarity to that term or that word, that is called Jannah, or the paradise, in other words, in English. And that's the only place that has that similarity of utopian living forever, and living in harmony, living in bliss, and all the beautiful things and pleasure, and always happiness. This is there, and this is in the hereafter. For the Muslims, we should know, we should understand this. This is from our deen, this is from Islam. But as far as non-Muslims, you may not know it, or you may be in another belief, and you might have a different understanding of paradise or living in the hereafter. But as far as with us, we should know this, and that you have to strive to get there, because when you die, it's done for that time, and then it is determined on the day what is known as the Day of Judgment, that you will be given that. You will be given that, or you will not be given the hereafter of bliss, in paradise, and goodness, and all goodness and happiness. Now, this is why we have to set our path for ourselves and do what's right and please our Lord. And when it comes to having ownership of our rights, that we need to make sure we're doing it right. You know, like basically to the point is that we don't have enough ownership, and this is why we suffer. This is why people suffer. So what do we have to do? We got to get back to that, you know. And like basically this was going to be probably another video, because I know I'm going on, but basically I have to go start back from, because some people don't catch it, or may have not seen my other videos, or may not have seen videos similar to me and what I speak on, which is basically trying to uplift the people's minds and get them to understand and be aware of that you have to take control over your life on the economical basis just as much as your spirituality. You have to take control of your life as a Muslim first, as I'm speaking to my Muslim brothers and sisters, but also you who are not Muslim. It goes for you as well. You have to take control. You have to make moves. Now you're going to have obstacles, and some people are not going to let you and try to not let you go. And those who don't get through the fence while they're rushing and everybody's rushing to try to, you know how when they got when they have, like, for instance, Black Friday, and they have the supermarket doors opening and everybody starts rushing in, and you're trying to get as much as you can. That's how we got to be, in a sense, but not on a negative level how they do it there. Don't get me wrong, but the way of they're not trying to let us all in to be able to have control. They only let a chosen few and a few to be able to have financial control and financial wealth, which is part of economics. This is the point I'm bringing to you, and how important it is, because those things today, how they made things today, are based on the structure of money and monetary means to live. You need to have this in order to have that. Even to own an animal, you have to have money. Even to own a seed, unless you are able to have land off from family passed on or what have you, and you was born into this and inherited it. Alhamdulillah, this is good for those Muslims that have, and even the non-Muslims. If you inherited land, or if you inherited what is from the earth, the needs that Allah gives us first and foremost, that were from the earth and from the creatures that we might consume as for our nourishment, like animals. Some of you, for many of people today, are becoming vegan, and even before that, people have been known to be vegans and eat only plant-based foods. So that's their nourishment. So, but that too, agriculture, you have to learn how to grow, and you have to have the land for it. And some people don't have it. Like, unfortunately, for the African American communities and other African diasporans that were victims of slavery, white supremacist slavery, they were stripped of everything. So that's just there for them. And then even in Africa, certain countries, as I've been watching and listening to a video of a individual who puts out videos about the issues that are going on in the African diaspora, and connection with what's going on in the continent, and the struggles and so forth, and trying to gain more control for African people, and getting away from the past oppressive actions that took place there, and of course slavery, the transatlantic slavery evils that were done. So basically, today I want to introduce um, a brother of the human race, and I can't say if he's Muslim or not. I don't know, but a human being, that he's a fellow human being. And when we say brother in the human race, we're saying fellow human being that was born into the human race. Even the European, you know, they're brothers in the human race. Maybe they may be wayward, many of them, the evils that were done in the past, as we mentioned, with the African, Afrocentric, Pan-African understandings. Yes, it's understood, but they still are children of Adam. Look at Noah. Noah had 3 sons, and some of those people came from those sons. And Noah's people came from Adam's children. It goes down the line. So, but anyway, I don't want to go to that. I want to get to the point. This guy is a book that I have, and his name happens to be, to get to the point. His name is Terry Ajayi. I think if I pronounced it right. And his book is known as Cryptocurrency and Money's Usefulness. Uselessness, and it also goes Legitimate Illiteracy Explains It. And then he has a notebook about cryptocurrency. I mean, I guess that's like a more like sarcastic way of putting it, meaning it's not just a book, it's more than a book. And this is how it looks pretty much, if you can see. I don't know if you can see it. I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry. I have this system here, and I don't want to cause it to I disappear in it, so I'm not going to really do that again. But I'm just trying to show you. And this guy basically wrote a book about cryptocurrency and the beginnings of before cryptocurrency came to be. And as you know already, if you see in my background, I have two main cryptocurrencies. The first one that started, and the second one that is the second highest valued cryptocurrency. And those of you who don't know, cryptocurrency is digital digital currency, basically. But they are backed by the technology known as blockchain, unlike the digital currency started with the dollar or the notes or fiat money. Because some people don't understand that digital or the word digit, if you take the word digit derives from what it means. It's number spaces. That's all it is. So when the dollar was created, it was one, and then maybe another zero to make 10, or another zero to make 100, or it was five. That's a number in the digit space, and then other zeros or other numbers with it, or whatever. However, they wanted to make money to become, as it's come to be known, as fiat money, fiat dollar, fiat bill notes, and the likes of this, from whatever country they're from, whether it's the American dollar, which is the American standard dollar around the entire globe, because they were pushed and they were maneuvered, and things were done to get it to be that way through imperialistic capitalism, as I like to use, but it was done eventually, in under, you know, underground and kind of way, in a sense that it came to be put into the system through political maneuvers. But we know anyway, you know, and just to make sure and clear, because of course this is going to go into YouTube, and I make sure of that to protect me from being removed or having any kind of block on me or what have you. I am not an expert. I am not analyst of expert analyst or a lawyer or anybody who has any extensive background and education and knowledge of these fields. I only go by my opinion, and I go by what I have learned from those who are experts. And I'm not going to try to take something that I don't know. I'm going to take from them, and I'm going to take from their books. Now, this young man, and yeah, I'm sure he's a young man because he seems to be, and I saw him in his YouTube video. He has a YouTube video, a few YouTube videos. Also, he has I think it might be his website or his brand name. It just means which is like the symbol, surpassing Google. So it's at SURPASSINGOOGLE, which is Google. So, and I guess that's another sarcasm of his or something, or just, to make some kind of, you know, to say, hey, I'm going to bring more knowledge than even Google can bring about cryptocurrency. So, because the guy seems to be on top of things, some of the knowledge that he brought is the mainstream knowledge in the crypto space of how money came to be even known from the early parts of, it being what it was, bartering before bartering even, and all that trade, and then to what it became now. Now, one thing that I do want to use um, is I'm going to do a few excerpts and some quotes of his, which were really significant and stuck with me. So just bear with me. Let me pull up, get to the page where I was actually at. Okay, hold on for a second. Here we go. The first is within the first chapter. The role of cryptocurrency in highlighting money's uselessness. Excuse me. And it says the first paragraph. Okay, money isn't entirely useless. Contextually, though, money stems from a place of void, possessing intrinsic value as it becomes backed by humans. And the quote that he said, "A world filled with full-blown humans and money constitutes the smaller things." And this is he uses his at brand of surpassing Google. Okay, basically because it's his quote. So uh, on that alone, I'm gonna expound a little bit. He's saying pretty much money is not fully useless. And when he says money, he's talking about how it came to be because of, it really is void. It really has no intrinsic value. It's really not what it is as a value. It is valued by men. It is valued by humans, backed by humans, as he says. And the significance of this that stays with me as it is a norm with the crypto space of the people's intellect and thinking is that when crypto came on the scene, it was like history repeating itself. That's pretty much what it is. It's like crypto always existed from the beginning, but it wasn't called crypto because crypto comes from cryptography, which is dealing with the coding in the computer sense or technological sense of computers when they use for encryption, and stuff like that, doing that. And then later on, as we know, we come up with the blockchain. But that's a whole nother, story. So that's basically what that point is on that. And why I'm bringing this is because I'm trying to connect you in a more like brief way because I mean, I really don't have much time to do in these videos and make them so long winded, and I don't want to bore people. But the connection with how money started before is very important and significant to what we're dealing with now and what we should be dealing with now and what we should be knowing now and doing for ourselves as in our life because it's a change and there's as they say, a reset. Is true. This is going on in the background. This is going on behind closed doors. We don't know. A lot of us main people do not know what's going on. And I'm talking about the Muslims first, my Muslim brothers and sisters, and let alone others, all other human beings, So basically, in today's painted world, this is what he says, money has been elevated. Humans have been regulated. The narrative of hand to mouthism, meaning, asking for and depending on a system, and half humanism, meaning they're not giving everybody their human rights to have and to control, like I mentioned earlier, to have and to control their wealth, has been perpetrated on the human race. Okay, and then there's a quote: "A painted world is an unreal world." So they made this world like the way they wanted it for just a chosen few to basically benefit and have the most of the wants and needs, not just the needs, but the wants and needs and everything that come after that control. And only a few was able to. And how they did it is that they created money. They created the fiat dollars. They created, even before that was coins made out of metals or first precious metals like gold and silver, and then copper and all these other different forms of metals came to be for coinage. But after that, the fiat dollar, because coins was too heavy, gold was too heavy, carrying these precious metals around and all these types of things. So now they thought about more convenience in transacting with money. And it's fiat money, paper, new way. So that's where digital currency started. Okay. So it's connecting you with, so now it's just another like neo digital currency is a new form of digital currency. Cryptocurrency is a new form of digital currency. And only the people who don't want everyone to know what's going to take place as far as it's going to become a norm for governments to take on and bring their own digital currency out. They are going to make it seem like And a lot of their peoples and people who are skeptics and what they're gonna make it seem like, oh no, this is a made up money. Money's been made up and been valued by men. So, but now you have a very high level form of technology that backs the creation of this money. Not that you just print out paper with ink on it of images of human beings that were once rulers of lands, or someone famous because they wanted to commemorate that person and put them on that dollar or put them on that note bill, fiat money. But now you have a decentralized, is not some government that produces this or middle institution of control. It is peer to peer transactions, just like it was in the barter and trade system. And that's where first, when actual money, or rather to say, transaction with wealth went on. Because wealth didn't mean only that you had money like we know it today. And many people just know money. Wealth is just through money, fiat dollars, bill notes, paper. That's why those guys in the streets that I came up with, they always, even in the music industry, they bring stacks. They got to put them on the table because they want to show and symbolize that they are rich, that they're wealthy. That's the only thing they knew. That's the only thing they know. That's why they killed for it. That's why they sold drugs for it. That's why we did it out there. You know what I mean? Because and it still goes on. That's why even the people before that with alcohol and all the different industries and businesses, because they're trying to get that so-called bill note, fiat dollar, or mighty dollar, as they say. But not to talk against it. It's still in use, and that's why the young guy, he said it's not fully useless, but it has no intrinsic value. Like, you want to talk about cryptocurrency doesn't, and it's a fake money, as some of these skeptics and these people who throw out there's negatives about it, but it has more to go on because it has something of protecting it that is more intrinsic. You understand? And it is a technology. It's a high level technology that surpasses the transaction technology of any payment or banking technological systems that they use for their institutions. They blockchain, which is what it is called, is very, very advanced, and it has space for expansion. That's the beauty of it. But that's the technology that backs and helps to even create, which is the first one, which is called Bitcoin, and then the others, they use the blockchain as well for in different ways, the other cryptocurrencies. So anyway, to get back to the point, and I'm going to finish up real quick, as it says, yes, the underlying paradigm guarding money is being forgotten. This paradigm still exists, but it no longer holds sway. And that's just what is going on. This is where, in the crypto space and the mainstream crypto world, people are speaking in this way, not to say, okay, we're putting down money and saying, oh, don't use your money and throw it and put it in the fire. No, use your money, but invest that which you have into the new money. Bitcoin is one, Ethereum, all the different cryptocurrencies. And then if they get a digital dollar, then get that. If it has to be on a card and you can get a hold of it because you're a citizen, or you're a citizen in whatever country, and they bring that in about. And just do what you can to have ownership over your life, over your wealth and your finance. Don't no longer have it where, as even myself still, and I'm struggling, but I'm getting out of that. Trying to hold on to a job that's the only way I'm going to make my wealth. No, I'm building. I'm not going to leave a job and I don't have it yet because I'm not there yet, and that's only I know and my family know where I'm at as far as wealth is concerned and having financial what you call stability. But I'm getting there. I'm striving to get there, inshallah. So this is where why I do these videos and talks for you as well as myself and my family and all of those who see. We have to wake up. We have to get out of the matrix. And being caught up in this matrix is that you're used to, oh, I gotta have bank, I have to have IRA, I have to have a CD, I have to have four what is it 401, that retirement savings program that they have been doing for years, you know 401k and all these different things that there's no guaranteed in it. There's no guarantee because they're all based on the fiat money that we know as the American dollar in this country, let alone the other country. I can't even speak about other countries because I don't know their currency basis and how what the functions that it does and what's based off of it and what functions off of it, whether it's banking systems, education, hospitals, whatever, and how they use their money and whatever. But I know here in America I do, coming up and growing and learning, besides what I've been taught by people who deal with money and know money well, and do discussions about it even more today. There's a lot of information about it, a lot of information. Like Robert Kiyosaki, you have even some of the business big time people who are out there on shows, even like the Sharks, and they talk about how money is used and how it should be uh, uh, gained in good ways, of course, legal ways. I'm not talking about the illegal underworld, you know, underground stuff. That stuff just gets you locked up. Eventually, that's what happens, or you get killed in the streets, or somewhere. Something happens to you bad because it ain't good, and I know that. But basically, to the point is we have to wake up, people. Being caught into this paradigm, as they mentioned, as this guy mentions, which is real on point. A lot of this stuff he's saying, he's very intelligent, mashallah. May Allah guide him to Islam, Allahumma ameen. And like this, as I always invite everybody, so don't take it, like in a insulting manner, like I think I'm better than anybody or whatever, because I'm inviting you. I'm inviting you because it's a love for every human being to be blessed in the way of being closer to your creator, and that he's the one who gives risk, he's the one who gives wealth, he's the one who gives what we need in this earth, like I mentioned earlier. So that's the point of it. But basically, this world has been controlled by men in a small amounts, and only a particular race as it is, to fully have a control where only a certain amount of people can have, you know. And so we have to get out of that and start getting our rights back. Gaining our rights back. We have to get them back. We have to. We have to take control of our lives. And I'm not talking about raising up over governments or being rebellious and rebellious radicalist. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about whatever is rightfully in your reach to do, and you're able to, then you do. If Allah allows these people to do and take your rights, then it might be for a reason. Like what happened even with slavery and a lot of the things that happened, evil and bad to my people as African Americans, let alone Spanish people on my mother's side. But you know, people in period that had been oppressed throughout the world. This happened. These are reasons, and not to say that it's only for the reasons of because of punishment or Allah is trying to show you, hey, you got to get yourself together. No, as a test, it could have been, So we have to get up out of this. We got to wake up out of it. We got to do what's right by our Lord, and we got to get together and say, I need more control. I got to stop complaining about what's going on and what's happening and saying I'm waiting for them to take care of me and give me a stimulus check or whatever. I'm just using that as an example. Stimulus check is not just that. It's so many other things that we want to depend on the system as in the Matrix. And if you see in the movie, that's what they depended on, with that thing that was in their head and keeping them in this cocoon thing from babies. And they depended on it and they also got sucked from it. You understand? They got sucked from the system. And we have our energies. Look at me. My body's breaking down. I'm only 51 years old. and I'm still giving energies to the core people who run and have big money business in this country, as well as others like me who are in the workforce, and just give a lot of their labor and energies to these people and hours of their life, and they only get a small percentage of that wealth. You got to stop. You got to wake up. So I hope that I inspired some of you to realize what's going on here. And I'm going to bring another video, of course, and more probably dealing with this subject matter. And of course, dealing with the new neo money, as I like to say, and I use now, which is known as cryptocurrency or digital currency in the line of cryptography that has to do with the blockchain technology backing it. And that's what it is today as a norm. It's becoming a norm, becoming well known, and becoming accepted. Maybe not by maybe 90%, at least we'll say right now. I can see 25% of the race in the world is becoming known. In some countries, becoming well known more there in that country than this country of America. But we need to wake up. We really do, and start getting a hold of this. And I'm here for you. If you want to comment in the comment section, that's good. I will put in this description of course, you can how you can get in contact with me. I can even give you my email. And I'm going to soon be starting to do live stream. Like I've tried once, but it didn't work out because I was trying to do it through Facebook. But now I'm going to try to do it through YouTube. I'm just trying to get my system up to par, audio and visual better, so that you can have a good experience in the stream. And also when I deal with, because I'm going to be trying to use StreamYard, which is a very good platform for doing streaming, live streaming, and use that so we can have a good experience there, and stuff can run really pretty good because they have a good quality system. So I'm going to try to be using that in the future to come, inshallah. So thank you for listening. I appreciate it. I appreciate you thumbing up, clicking that thumbs up, and subscribing. If you're not subscribed to me, this Taalib Abdurrahim is my channel. This segment that I do throughout my channel is Taalib, Brother Taalib show. And I would like you to join us and watch, and especially when the live streams come and I start to do them, come into the live streams and join the discussions that we'll be getting into in the near future, inshallah. Now, all right, brothers and sisters, assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi barakatuh. Till next time, see you again, inshallah, and peace and blessings to all. Thank you.